Hello everyone, this is Jimmy Singh, broker owner of Supermax Realty, 647-961-2639. Welcome to my channel Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh. In today's video, I like to talk about 10 steps to buying your first home in Greater Toronto Area, Golden Horseshoe, London, Kitchener-Waterloo, or Windsor-Sarnia real estate markets. So in this short video, I would like to go through the process, what you can expect, and how you should be negotiating and buying property this year in 2022. So as a first time buyer, your first step should be to research the area or the city where you like to purchase your new property. And you also have to compare different property types, home prices according to the current market in 2020. See folks, Realtor.ca and all those websites, they are good tools to get you, going for certain neighborhood. But be very careful because these days, most of the properties, they are underpriced. So if you see some house example in Windsor listed for $399, chances are it's going to go $550 or even $6. Same in Hamilton, London area. If you see certain townhouse price at $599, chances are it's going to go $750 or $8, depending on the neighborhood. So first thing is you do the research, hire a local knowledgeable real estate agent who know the area pretty good. Talk to him or do your research about your schools, amenities, drive around, get a feel of the neighborhood. And when you go visit a neighborhood, go at different times of the day. You can go in the morning or in the night time or evening to check the traffic. Second thing is, before you buy a house, sit with your spouse or your family and discuss your budget. And when you decide your budget for a property, a few things you should consider are: number one, down payment. As a first time buyer, you can certainly buy a house as low as 5% or 10% down, depending on your price point, but always consider to have 4 to 6 months payment in your bank account as savings to cover your principal, interest for the mortgages, and property taxes and utilities. Second thing you have to also budget is the moving expenses, because when you are moving from apartment building, you might have to give your notice to the landlord for 60 days, or you have to rent a truck, store your stuff. So moving expenses can amount to thousands of dollars. Third thing is your closing cost. Typically your closing costs are the legal fees and disbursement for the lawyers. Any good legal law firm should be able to email you all the cost involved, legal and disbursement, so you know exactly what you're looking at. So when you're shopping for a lawyer, always ask disbursement. So what are the disbursement? They can be add-on cost on top of legal fee, which can be title searches, registration for your mortgages, transfer if you're porting your mortgage or you're selling your house, moving to the new, so you have to pay twice, couriers, bank charges, and all those things have to be taken care. Third thing you have to also understand is the title insurance. So anytime you buy any property, whether resale or new, there has to be a title insurance before you secure funding from your bank. If you don't know title insurance, you can watch my previous video where I discussed that in detail. And then you also on top, you have provincial and municipal land transfer tax, which is a big cost. And be mindful that if you're buying in Toronto area, Toronto has twice or double the land transfer tax as compared to suburbs or other cities like Brampton, Mississauga, Scarborough, Niagara Falls, Hamilton. So Toronto has double land transfer tax. So the starting point would be Google online land transfer calculators, punch in the price of the property you're buying. It will give you guesstimate how much you're supposed to pay. But as a first time buyer, there are certain rebates available to you if you haven't bought house in a while. Then again, if you're leaving your rental property, as I said, and moving to a house, the other cost can be your home insurance. So if you're buying a resale home, You want to make sure the wiring of the house is 100 amps, and the copper wiring. In some old properties there might be some knob and tube, and wiring can be aluminum wiring, and some insurance companies can ask you more premium. Or if you're buying property in the countryside where there is erosion possibilities, or you live close to a stream or a river, insurance can be high. So call your insurance agent, tell them your postal code. They will give you quote for the house price, estimate of your insurance. And then on top, the last big fee, obviously if you are a self-employed person or your credit is not the greatest, some brokers will take you to the B lender, except typically banks. So those B lenders or monoline lenders might have a broker fee which can amount to 1 to 2% of the purchase price. So when you're shopping for a mortgage, call your mortgage broker and ask them what are the fees involved, so you can budget all in your house buying process. Third thing, guys, you have to remember is if you're not a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident, there is a NRST, non-resident speculation tax, that has to be purchased, that has to be paid to the government if you're buying a house in Greater Golden Horseshoe area, meaning Hamilton, Brampton, Mississauga, Niagara Falls, Scarborough, Toronto. You have to pay 15% of the purchase price. So if you're buying a 800,000 worth of property, you multiply by 15%, that is the tax you have to pay the government. Again, talk to your knowledgeable, experienced real estate lawyer. He might help and see your condition, what your status is, and there are certain ways where there's exemption and you can get these rebates back from the government in regards to NRST. Another thing you have to be ready is always start your search by hiring a professional realtor, an experienced realtor who know what they're doing and they have local knowledge, and it doesn't cost you any money. So a lot of buyers, they think, they can just go to directly to the listing agent, get a good deal. It's not true all the time. The reason being, we are in the hottest market in 2022. Typically, the property is underpriced. They might have 20 offers, 30 offers, 40 offers. He might not be able to help you. Plus, his loyalty and his client is the seller, because he hired the agent to get him the top dollar. But in Canada, as a buyer, your fiduciary is, if you hire a buyer agent, he will protect and represent your best interest, negotiate the right price, and make sure you don't overpay for the property. Especially if you're moving from the other city, relocating to small town like Listoval, or you're buying in mid-tier cities like London, Windsor, you need to work with knowledgeable real estate brokers. By the way, our brokerage is Supermax Realty. Our agents service all through Golden Horseshoe area. We have agents in London, we have agents in Windsor, we have agents in Perth County. So talk to us if you're looking to move in these areas. And when you're hiring an agent, your number one job is, research and budgeting. A good experienced agent can sit with you, understand your needs and wants, and, save you a lot of time and headaches in this process. And he will also help you with agreement of sale and purchase. So you exactly know before you put an offer, how does the agreement looks like. Fifth thing you have to do, guys, is if you're buying an older property, you have to hire a home inspector to make sure all the components of the house, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, structure, foundation, roofing, everything is in a sound working condition. And to protect our clients, we put special clauses in our agreements. So the seller has to warrant all these things are in a good working order. Number 6 thing, guys, you have to do is take time with your agent to review agreement of sale and purchase, understand your rights and obligations. 7th thing is you have to put, certain, as I mentioned, contingencies or clauses in the agreement, so to protect, your best interest. It can be conditional upon you satisfying to secure your funding from a, good bank or a mortgage broker within 5 or 10 days, or, getting a home inspection done regarding certain components of an older property. And all these clauses plus more, especially in winters, if you're buying a house with the pool, you can't test the pool, you can't test the air conditioning. So as an experienced agent, we help our clients, put some clauses, so that way in summertime when they check all these things, seller can be on hook if there is any problem in those pool or air conditioning. Number 8 thing you can do is you have to find a local real estate lawyer. You can actually find lawyer anywhere in Ontario, but it's preferred if you find a local lawyer. They can help you, represent you, close the real estate transaction, and it is a must. You need to have in Ontario, Canada, a lawyer working for you. At the same time, seller will have a lawyer working for him as well. So you can, in COVID or lockdowns, lot of law firms in January of 2022, they're working remotely. So you call or email ahead of time if you have any legal questions. You want to make sure everything which is important to you is captured or is in the agreement of sale and purchase. Another important thing you have to remember as a buyer is in your agreement of sale and purchase, it mentions that the closing can happen anytime prior to 6 p.m. on the closing date. So if you're hiring a moving company, don't pick up the rental truck early in the morning, 9 o'clock. Your lawyer might not be able to give you the keys until the funds are received in his trust account. Number 9, make sure you get pre-approval ahead for your mortgages. Review the pre-approval conditions to make sure there's no surprises at the end. Sometimes what happens is people get all excited. They sign the document at the mortgage broker or the bank, but then there are certain conditions you have to meet prior to closing. For example, if you have lot of debts, the bank might say it's conditional upon you paying off your $5,000 visa. It can be $7,000 student loan, or it can be your car loan, because sometimes people have $30,000, $40,000 car loan, and your mortgage broker approve you based on you getting rid of those loans. Or if you are getting money from your family, friends, or you have to borrow from RSP, some banks do need time, and some banks also want the money to be in your personal account for minimum 60 to 90 days. So check with the lender so there's no surprises at the end. 10th thing, guys, you have to do is, once the closing is coming, you have to make sure all the documents your agent and you have to forward to your lender, your bank. They can be agreement of sale and purchase. They can be notice of fulfillment of all the conditions you have put in the agreement. So all these things are taken care of, including you have to arrange fire insurance at the closing time. And another thing you have to remember is you have to provide your lawyer's contact information to your real estate agents, to your mortgage broker. So on the closing date, the mortgage instructions should be sent directly to the lawyer, and the money can be transferred to your lawyer's trust account, so there's no glitch. And at the same time, it's your job to provide all the agreements, or your agent's job, all the agreements ahead of time to the underwriter of the mortgage, so there is no delay. Because sometimes I get surprised, as a listing agent, the closing is happening and the other agent forget to send some sort of agreement or waivers or amendments last minute if there's a closing date change, or if they are arranging for bridge financing, if they're selling one house moving to the other house. These things can cause problems, and try to avoid closing your properties on Fridays or mid-months. Lawyers are super busy, banks are super busy, and if the deal doesn't close, you have to stay in a hotel for the next 2 days. Guys, so be diligent. And at the end, I hope I explained the process for you, my first time buyers. And in case you have any questions, you can always call our team, Supermax Realty. You can visit our website, www.supermaxrealty.ca. You can call me directly at 647-961-2639. If you are thinking of purchasing your first property or your third property anywhere in Golden Horseshoe, Greater Toronto area, London, Windsor, Chatham, Sarnia. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless you.